I want to show you the single financial chart that completely changed my entire life. Most people work incredibly hard but never truly understand where their money actually goes. The difference between being wealthy and struggling is rarely about income, it is patterns. We are taught how to read words, but never how to read financial numbers. This lack of financial literacy is the primary reason why so many feel stuck. Today, we will fix that by mastering the simple concept of assets versus liabilities. The dictionary definition of these words is often confusing and not helpful for wealth. Accountants define assets one way, but for your personal freedom, we need another definition. If you want to be free, you must simplify these terms into flow patterns. Let us forget the complex accounting textbooks and look at the actual cash flow. An asset is simply something that puts money into your pocket without your labor. A liability is simply something that takes money out of your pocket every single month. This simple distinction is the only rule you need to understand regarding financial freedom. If you have to work to maintain the value, it is likely not an asset. Real assets work for you, while liabilities require you to work strictly for them. Let us look at the cash flow pattern of a typical struggling individual today. Money comes in as salary and immediately goes out to pay for daily expenses. There are no assets accumulated, and usually there are very few significant liabilities yet. The income equals the expense, leaving zero room for growth or future financial stability. Now let us observe the cash flow pattern of the average middle-class household. They earn a higher income, but they immediately buy liabilities they think are assets. They buy a large house, a new car, and items on credit cards immediately. The money flows in, hits the liability column, and flows out as monthly payments. They think the house is an asset, but it takes money out every month. If it removes cash from your pocket for 30 years, it acts as a liability. This pattern traps people into working harder just to sustain the liabilities they bought. This is often called the rat race, running faster just to stay in place. Now let us look at the cash flow pattern of a truly wealthy individual. They focus their energy entirely on buying or building things that sit in the asset column. The asset column then generates the income that pays for their expenses and luxuries. The wealthy do not work for money, their asset column works to generate the money. This is the fundamental shift in thinking that separates the free from the stressed. When you understand this, you stop looking at the price and look at the flow. Does this object feed me, or does this object eat my future financial freedom? Most consumer goods are liabilities because they depreciate and require maintenance or monthly storage. A new car loses value the moment you drive it off the dealership lot. That depreciation is a real expense, even if you do not write a check. Wealth is measured by the time you have, not the balance in your bank. If you stopped working today, how long could you survive on your current assets? That number of days is your true wealth, not the balance in your bank. The goal is to build assets until they cover your monthly expenses completely forever. When asset income equals monthly expenses, you are technically free from the need to work. You can choose to work, but you no longer have to work to survive. Let us explore what actually counts as a real asset in the modern economy. Stocks and bonds are traditional assets that pay dividends or interest into your pocket. Real estate can be an asset if the tenant pays the mortgage and expenses. If you pay the mortgage yourself, that house is technically acting as a liability. Intellectual property, like books or patents, puts royalties in your pocket without your labor. Digital businesses that run on automation are powerful assets in this new modern era.
The key is that the asset operates and produces value without your constant presence. Most people confuse their profession with their business, which is a critical financial mistake. Your profession is what you do. Your business is what your assets do for you. You can keep your day job while you build your asset column in silence. Every dollar that enters your hand is a seed for your future financial forest. You can eat the seed now or plant it to grow a stream of income. Poor financial habits act like eating all your seeds before they ever hit soil. Wealthy habits involve planting every spare dollar into the asset column to grow tall. Once the dollar goes into the asset column, it becomes a faithful employee forever. That dollar works 24 hours a day and never asks for a vacation or rest. The more dollars you employ in your asset column, the less you physically work. This is why the rich get richer. Their money works harder than they physically can. You cannot physically work 24 hours a day, but your money absolutely can do it. Start by looking at your bank statement and labeling every expense as asset or liability. Be honest with yourself about where the money is actually flowing every single month. Streaming subscriptions, unused memberships, and car payments are leaks in your financial bucket. You cannot fill a bucket with water if the bottom is full of holes. Before you try to earn more money, you must fix the holes in your bucket. Plug the leaks by reducing liabilities, then direct that flow into acquiring real assets. It does not require $1 million to start building your asset column today. You can start with very small investments that grow over long periods of time. The most important asset you have right now is your mind and your time. Invest time in learning how money works before you invest money in the market. Financial literacy is the asset that pays the highest return on investment of all. Without literacy, money that comes in will simply flow out through the liability column. We have all seen lottery winners go broke because they lacked the proper asset structure. They had the cash, but they did not have the cash flow pattern required. Structure is more important than amount when it comes to long-term generational wealth building. Focus on the pattern and the amount of money will naturally increase over time. Do not try to look rich, try to actually be free through smart ownership. Looking rich often involves buying liabilities. Being rich involves quietly buying income-producing assets.
The illusion of wealth is the greatest trap for the modern aspiring middle class. Luxury cars and designer clothes are often purchased by those who are financially struggling. True wealth is quiet, invisible, and shows up on the balance sheet, not Instagram. When you buy an asset, you're buying freedom for your future self to enjoy. When you buy a liability, you are selling your future time to pay for it. Think of every liability as a chain that binds you to your job longer. Think of every asset as a key that unlocks a day of your freedom. How many days of freedom did you buy with your income this past month? If the answer is 0, you must change your pattern immediately to protect yourself. The economy will always fluctuate, but your asset column creates your personal safety stability. Do not rely on a pension or government support to save you in retirement. You must take full responsibility for building your own column of assets right now. Start small, be consistent, and let the compound effect work in your favor slowly. It is not about timing the market, it is about time in the market. The best time to plant an asset tree was 20 years ago. Second best is now. Do not let fear of making a mistake stop you from starting your journey. You will make mistakes, but those mistakes are the price of your financial education. Small losses early on teach you how to manage large gains later in life. The risk is not in investing,
The risk is in not being in control. Control comes from knowledge, not from gambling on the latest hype or trend. Understanding the balance sheet is the secret language of the wealthy and the free. Your income statement shows what you made, your balance sheet shows what you kept. Most people only focus on the income statement and ignore the balance sheet entirely. You must shift your focus to the balance sheet to build true lasting wealth. Assets sit on the left side, liabilities sit on the right side of the sheet. Your game is to fill the left side until it overflows into the income column. This is a game of patience, discipline, and resisting the urge to spend immediately. Delaying gratification is the superpower of every self-made wealthy individual in history. If you cannot delay gratification, you cannot build a substantial asset column for yourself. Teach this simple concept to your children before they learn bad habits from society. Schools do not teach this, so it is your responsibility to pass it on. Imagine a generation that understands assets versus liabilities before they earn their first paycheck. That is how we break the cycle of poverty and stress in our families. It starts with you, looking at your own chart and making the hard changes. Cut the expenses that do not bring you joy or future financial freedom. Keep your expenses low while you work to build your asset column very high. Once the assets are high, you can use the income to buy the luxuries. The rich buy luxuries last, the poor and middle class buy luxuries first. Buy the luxury only when your asset income can pay for it fully, effortlessly. Then you enjoy the luxury without the stress of the payment hanging over you.
This is the path to guilt-free enjoyment of the wealth you have created. Remember, it is not how much you make, but how much you keep. And how hard that money works for you after you have earned it. Your job is a short-term solution to a long-term problem of financial survival. Assets are the long-term solution that solves the problem permanently for your life. Shift your mindset from earner to owner and watch your life change completely. Owners have tax advantages. Earners pay the highest taxes in the economic system. The system is designed to reward those who provide housing, jobs, and business value. Align your money with the system, and the system will help you build wealth. Fight the system by only consuming, and the system will keep you working forever. The choice is yours, and it is made with every single dollar you spend. Every purchase is a vote for either your slavery or your future freedom. Vote for freedom by choosing assets over liabilities every chance you get today. Review your chart every month to see if your asset column is growing. What gets measured gets managed, and what gets managed eventually improves over time. Do not be discouraged if your asset column is empty when you start today. The fact that you now know the difference means you're already ahead. Awareness is the first step. Action is the second step to financial change. Take one small action today to acquire or build your first true asset. Then repeat that action month after month, year after year without stopping. Time will pass anyway. You might as well let it build your fortune. 5 years from now, you will wish you had started this process today. Start now, where you are, with what you have, and build your freedom. Your future self is begging you to understand this simple chart right now. Assets put money in, liabilities take money out. Know the difference deeply. Master this, and you master the game of money for the rest of life. You deserve to be free from financial stress and worry about the future. Build your assets, protect your time, and live life on your own terms.
This chart changed my life, and I know it can change yours too. Choose assets, choose freedom, and never look back at the old way again.